artists are go behind your back. We promote and having chat. Want to know your price for them to go lower than that. In the end, no making money. Shabby, you want surely not me. You're bringing down the level of the industry. You realize if we despise, we cannot rise. So wind your eyes, wise enough for all of us to survive. So let's tell them, too much cutting up on the soca train. On the soca train, cutting up on the soca train. Yo, see them on the cutting up on the soca train. On the soca train. Yo, right there. Look at them.
WEFM is SVG.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning, SVG. I need to remember how to say that one. Like they say good morning Vietnam in that movie. I can't remember what's the name of the movie. But there's a way that they say good morning Vietnam. So I need to find a way to say good morning SVG to emulate that. All right. So good morning to everyone. It is month end. It is persons should be in good spirits. I want to believe that persons are in good spirits today.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Last day of the month, end of the month, holiday tomorrow. Oh, some people rejoicing right now. Some people probably saying this, you know what? I'm just gonna stay on my bed an extra 8 hours today.
8 hours today, they have to go to?
An extra 8 hours just to celebrate the day before the holiday.
So what they doing? The bunny what before the day before the holiday?
No, not really, not necessarily. They're just taking some time to rest. That's just
because they're going gallivant tomorrow.
AKA bunny walk. I don't understand. If you're going to tell me a bunny walk the Friday and bunny walk the day before.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Christal.
Morning, Christal. How are you?
I am good for the time being. How are you?
I'm alrighty. I think I lack in sleep. I woke a little late last night, but a good man.
Oh, what's your bedroom business?
With my bedroom. No. It moved from bedroom to we advancing. Can't be bedroom business all the time. Come on.
Sorry. With your outside business?
My upstairs business. I have a separate space now for it.
Your upstairs, boy, they're kind of descriptions, boy. More to less. That's nice. Hope you get some rest tomorrow. Praise God, it's a holiday. Me like your shirt, yes?
I'm trying to see where you are. We here trying to represent as a Nubian princesses, and I don't know where are you. Why aren't you?
I'm gonna represent. I'm gonna wow you. Wow you.
You
wait.
Oh.
You wait. You wait. Full works,
All right.
Patience.
So good morning to everybody who has already joined us on the live, or those who have already messaged on the WhatsApp. So good morning to Krempel, Troublesome Krempel, Christal, friend Krempel, and good morning to Trevor and Dale and somebody else messaged with a good morning. So I don't know who you are. So whoever messaged with the phone number ending 99, good morning to you.
I'm here with the phone number ending with 99.
Exactly.
WEFM.
All right. Before we forget, good morning to Simona. Simona messaged me yesterday and she let me know that she listens to the program and WEFM is her favorite radio station. So Simona, special hail up to you. If there are more than one Simonas out there, she would figure it out, right? Correct person would figure it out. But good morning to you, Simona. All right, so we are going to jump into today's topic for this segment. We've spoken about the fact that tomorrow is Emancipation Day, all right? The anniversary of Emancipation Day. It's always weird when we say it's Emancipation Day when it's not actually Emancipation Day. It's the anniversary or celebration or recognition of Emancipation Day. But nonetheless, y'all know what I mean, right? So yes, we were granted emancipation in 1834. So really and truly, in the grand scheme of things, we have not, as a people, been emancipated that long. I only learned, I think it was this year that I learned that slavery in SVG was only for about 60 years.
Oh, I think I remember hearing that we were the let me get my thoughts correctly before I say anything. Yeah, continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that we were only enslaved for 60 years. I mean, 60 years, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, it really and truly should not have
Mm-hmm.
happened. But
I know, right?
there are various things that occurred at that time, and we have found ourselves over here as persons of African descent. I'm quite happy to be a Caribbean national. I always
Mm.
it's one of the, and I'm not kind of going off on a tangent, but just bear with me a moment. It's one of those things that whenever I like fill out forms internationally, and these different category of boxes that they have where you have to say of what descent
Ethnicity.
you are, right?
Mhm.
So it's Afro Caribbean, Indo Caribbean, etc. And it annoys me, right? Because I'm just West Indian. Just leave me. Just leave it at that. I
Okay.
don't want to have to break it down to say that this is, my
Uh-huh.
ethnicity or
Uh-huh.
my origin. I just
Oh,
want to identify as
as a
a West
West
Indian, as a
Indian, yeah.
Caribbean person, But yeah, that's just me and my pet peeve going off on a small
Mhm.
thing. Bear with me.
It's all right,
Yeah.
man. It's all right.
60 years is a good portion of people's lifetime. So
Yeah.
there's some people who were born into slavery and died in slavery, unfortunately. And the remnants of slavery, I remember a couple years ago, I went to a workshop. I think it was hosted by the CDC. And the gentleman from Barbados, he was the speaker, and he said that even though slavery would have lasted a couple years, varying from island to island, the remnants, the effects of slavery will last for about 1,000 years. Was it 1,000 or 100 years? He said, but it was a figure that surpassed the number of years that we were in slavery, and it kind of stuck with me from since then, because clearly we still see things that happened in the past. I mean, you drive around St. Vincent and Grenadines and you still see those, like the sugar mills
Mhm.
and just the names of places, were just like a constant reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the settlement and all is just, anyways.
Yeah, even like some of the names of some places, I know that some persons have said that they would like for certain places in Vinci to be renamed, like Petit Bordel, because of what it means, in French, what it stands for in French, which is little brothel. Some persons have suggested that certain places be renamed. Now, does renaming it necessarily matter in the grand scheme of things? I don't know, but it's just something I'm throwing out there as food for thought. Right. So we're going to jump into the first story.
All right. So our first story for this morning, it's a release from the Agency for Public Information. The Ministry of Culture will host a cultural rally to commemorate Emancipation Day on Friday, August 2nd, 2024 at Heritage Square at 4 p.m. Speaking with the API Cultural Research Assistant Officer in the Ministry of Culture, Leslie Ann Millington, said the Emancipation Day activities will comprise lot of what's going on with me this morning. Comprise dancing, singing, poetry with a spiritual feel, and there will also be a prize giving ceremony. Millington urged the public to wear African inspired clothing every Friday during the month of August. The theme for the Emancipation Cultural Rally is Embracing Our Past, Forging Ahead in the Future. Emancipation Day will be commemorated here tomorrow, August 1st. So there is a rally hosted by the Department of Culture on Friday coming at Heritage Square at 4 p.m. And you are encouraged to not only wear African attire this Friday, but every Friday for the month of August. So you go to this rally on Friday, you will be seeing some dancing, some singing, some poetry with a spiritual feel.
All you better coming on, because it
I
is going to be a good
going,
one. I know
I
the Ministry
going,
of
I gonna
Culture, they
be
put
there.
off some excellent Productions. I'm gonna be there too, so y'all better come
See,
because
see.
it's celebrating emancipation. You understand? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All I would say something here though. I haven't seen anything. So if anybody has information, they could inform me of what is actually happening tomorrow on the day of
Oh,
Emancipation Day, right?
So,
And part of it as well too is that I really wish that this push was done for, let's say, today. And this is not knocking this is not knocking the Ministry of Culture, right? I'm just me thinking aloud in terms of recognition of the day itself. That whole theme of wearing African inspired clothing, etc. I would have loved to have seen or love to see Kingston awash with persons wearing African inspired garments, right? Because I think because of the significance of this day, I don't want for it again to just devolve into being a holiday, a public holiday, to go gallivanting and whatever else, right? There is significance,
yeah,
there is a meaning behind it, right?
yeah.
Even sometimes when we think of the remnants of slavery and simple things like use of the N-word, and I know persons use the N-word in for whatever reason, it's okay for Black people to use it with each other,
Yeah, but
right?
nobody
But nobody
else.
else, no other race can. And I always wonder, why do
Nobody.
we think that it's okay for us to even use it, given the origins of the word, But yeah, yeah.
two things, right?
Mm,
Number one, I could see why they chose Friday because every Friday is supposed to be you wear your African attire. So for me, it ties in with every Friday. It's not so far from Emancipation Day, it's the day after. So people should supposed to still be in that mode. And quite
mm,
frankly, I feel like things concerning history and celebrations shouldn't even be like so centralized around the day. They're supposed to be
mm.
like across the entire year. So I honestly don't mind it being the day after Emancipation Day.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And there was a second point. There was a second thing. Oh gosh, now I forget the second thing you said.
On the use of the N-word, that's the only other thing I think I remember.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yes, the use of these words. Um, so I might have learned, or my grandparents might have known the origin of that word. And they're using it, whatever the younger generation start using it too. By the time it filters down from one generation to the next, did they teach us the origin of the word, or just did they just teach us how to use it? So do does everybody who uses certain words know where they came from and their meaning, as opposed to the context in which they're used today?
mm.
Mm.
Yeah, but even in that case, for me, it's like, why was it even being used? Like it's like one of those words that really should not be used, whether from your grandparents' generation, parents' generation, our generation. It shouldn't be used. It's not one of those to pass on. It's not supposed to be a word used as a term of endearment. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, words, I mean, the meaning of words change. For some words change with time too, and then they add meaning. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be too hard and fast today about certain words, because to me they're just words that we as a society and people add meaning to.
Okay.
All right. All right. So just a note as well, happening tomorrow. I'm reading this article from One St. Vincent News. A historical road in Rose Hall, once walked by escaped slaves, to be used as tourist attraction. All right. So we're going to read the whole thing. It's not very long. So during a period when escaped and freed slaves in St. Vincent were forbidden to walk the main road, a new trail was opened to facilitate their movement. Today, the forgotten trail has been restored, and Vincentians and visitors are invited to walk down the path of history. The Rose Hall Cultural and Development Organization is inviting the public on a historical walk on the trail starting at 9 a.m. on Thursday, which is tomorrow, Emancipation Day. The trail is located in the Rose Hall area of North Leeward and has been restored by the Rose Hall Cultural and Development Organization. The trail is 1.5 miles long and begins in Rose Hall through Plantain Wharf and ends at Long Line. None of these places I know, but that's okay. The trail is very significant as it is the road given to the free slaves after the abolition of slavery, when walking the main road was forbidden. Sally Patterson of the Rose Hall Cultural and Development Organization told One News St. Vincent. Come walk the path of your ancestors, Mr. Patterson said as he invited Vincentians to walk the trail. He said the members of the Rose Hall, RHCDO, will be on hand to lead the hike and explain the history. All right, so tomorrow they are inviting persons to walk the trail. That was the main road that was walk the trail, given that the main road was forbidden from free slaves to walk, right? And I personally may not would do this tomorrow, but I want to walk this walk. So I have to. I would link up with my hiking friend to be able to walk this trail to see what exactly it looks like, and yes, walk a path of history. Path.
Yeah, I want to do that as well too. I don't know. I'm hoping. I think it's a good activity. Yeah, it's interesting to know that we're now hearing of this though. Like I've never heard of this before these years. Well, I would like to know who found out, who knew this information, who decided that we should do this. It's really interesting, and I'm wondering now how many more of those we have here that we can use. I don't want us to commercialize it, so to speak. I don't want us to start, charging and things like that. But I would really like to see us explore some more of these if we have, because I believe we have some more.
And I think this is one of the good things for me, in that the history has passed down in terms of somebody, great-grandparents would have told their child, would have told their child. So this is how, for me, positive history has passed down in terms of the passing on of information, so yeah. Christal?
When you say they weren't allowed to walk on the main road?
Yes.
These things, depending on your state of mind and how you feel about slavery, you have to be mentally prepared for these things. So yeah, this is interesting. Looking forward to more initiatives like these. I really do hope that people actually turn up, because you have all these great initiatives that are grand and like monumentous, and then 1 or 2 people show up. So I hope people actually turn up.
Yeah, I do. I think we need to develop a little bit more appreciation. It's not that some people think that when we do things like this, we are embracing slavery and we are embracing the fact that our ancestors were slaves, but not really. We're not really embracing that and clinging to it in that particular way, but it's just to check back on our history, see where we are coming from, because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from. Right.
All right. So this time we have to jump out as it's time for traffic talk. All right. So stay tuned with us for traffic talk, and then at 7:45 today with Mr. Lansford Weeks. All right.
99.9